Melania and Donald Trump are going wild over anyone even mentioning in the same sentence Melania and Epstein. And so you've probably heard about Hunter Biden's the latest on that list of Melania's legal team, apparently with Trump backing her up, threatening a $1 billion lawsuit against Hunter Biden for saying, hey, I heard that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania and Donald Trump. And I want to play for you Trump in an interview getting asked about this and his response. But first, if you've missed this, I did a video on our social platforms explaining kind of what this Melania legal threat story is all about. So let me play that and then we'll get to Trump's response in an interview. Melania Trump has started going after people over this. So she was completely silent about Trump's Epstein controversy until now. Before getting that for context, Melania's name began appearing in headlines for one, because this relates to her husband, obviously. So you'd imagine she might jump forward to defend him against these allegations. You know, that's my husband. I was around back then. I know him better than anyone. And it's not true. He's not in the files. That's not why he's covering up. I mean, though he is, but that's not really her style. And number two, reporting came out during the Epstein saga about how Epstein himself reportedly would claim that he introduced Melania and Donald, and the first time they, was on his plane, which is notable because it further emphasizes just how close Trump and Epstein were. Now, that was the reporting that finally got Melania involved. She cryptically posted an excerpt from her memoir about, according to her, how they really met, which is a story about him getting her number at the Kit Kat Club party. Then on X, she hasn't posted anything in days other than posts about her lawyers getting news outlets to take down stories about that alleged Epstein background of their relationship. This one touting the fact that the Daily Beast retracted their story after her lawyers went after them, and this one about James Carville discussing the same thing. She's not coming out and defending Trump individually. She's not saying all the questions people are asking are wrong. She's just concerned when her name gets brought into it. And obviously it's plausible that that's not how they met, but people just discussing that Epstein would reportedly claim that shouldn't be punished by her legal team, which is why I'm not going to take this video down. Right, and I won't be taking this one down either. That is, man, that guy made a really interesting point actually, which is her husband is being accused of some of the worst things under the sun, and he is actively, let's see, what's the most sugar-coated way you could, the best faith version of this is he's acting really strange when it comes to releasing more information on Epstein, calling it BS, it's a hoax, anyone asking about that, they're a fake supporter, and shut up about it altogether. And in a moment like that, his wife, especially given who Epstein was and what people are saying Trump would be covering up, you would think that his wife would come out and say, hey, I'm his wife. I know him better than anyone. I was there. You guys weren't there. I was there. I was at that party with Epstein. Wait, sorry. Shut up. And I can tell you for certain that he's not that guy. And we cut off Epstein because he's whatever. Substantiate Trump's argument in whatever way. You would expect that, right? Melania is nowhere to be found except sending threatening legal letters when her name is brought up. So when people say things that aren't even yet substantiated about what a crime Trump could have done, and that's why he's not covering this up, no word from Melania. But whenever she gets brought up, now she cares about it. And that's the only thing that she's posting on her social platforms. And again, Michael Wolff, who I think was the first person to popularize this speculation, or Hunter Biden bringing it up, no one's saying we know how they met. We don't. And sure, Melania's Kit Kat Club story is fine. It's just that apparently, according to Wolff, if I'm not mistaken, Epstein talked a lot about how dang close they were and maybe even introduced them. And people have said maybe that's even how it happened. So for a claim like that to bring on this type of legal scrutiny, it's going to totally backfire, which I do want to explain. I do want to get to the interview, but I think probably because he's asked specifically about Hunter Biden. Let me show you Hunter Biden reacting to, and you'll see the context of what Hunter said, this letter threatening a $1 billion lawsuit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day of presidential litigation has arrived. It's lawsuit time. In my hand is a legal demand letter addressed to Mr. Hunter Biden from the First Lady of the United States, demanding a retraction of Channel 5's video called Hunter Biden Returns, in which Mr. Biden here makes some speculative comments about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, Melania Trump, and Donald Trump.
Okay, well, they knew each other well. They spent an enormous time together. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the president met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
And so I only can go by what people are saying, and I don't know.
He didn't make these claims out of nowhere.
I don't know. You're not going to win a defamation case when someone goes, according to that guy, I don't know.
They come from another journalist named Michael Wolff, who is a biographer that actually spoke to Jeffrey Epstein. But now here we are, and I've got $1 billion document in my hands because Mrs. Trump is seeking $1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down, and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here, maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I've been very critical of Hunter doing all these interviews. I don't know why. We just don't need it in a moment like this. We just don't need it. But we needed that. I'll just be honest. As maybe the chief critic of him going around doing interviews, I just think it brings back up a whole conversation that benefits nobody. And then he starts relitigating, oh, here's what happened in the Joe Biden debate. And it's like, please, no, not the Joe Biden debate again. I tried. I went to therapy to try to get that out of my brain. Breathe in, breathe out. What is on your mind, Luke? Folks, we beat Medicare. We beat Medicare. You're the sucker. You're the loser. Breathe in. Why is that on your mind? You have the morals of an alley cat. All right, now picture that on a raft. Picture nice water as it floats away from you into the abyss, onto the horizon. You never think about it again. Luke, you're back at my office. What are you doing here? Hunter brought it back up. I would just rather not think about that anymore. But I'm swallowing my word a little bit because we needed this.
About her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Fuck black, fuck quack, fuck Eddie, fuck fat, fuck.
All right, then they do a hype video. All right. So that's fun. We will look at Michael Wolff's response to all of this. But there was a Mediaite piece. Last thing, then we'll look at what Trump said. Melania, $1 billion lawsuit threats silence critics, but amplifies Epstein news. And this is why I think the whole Trump says in the interview that he encouraged Melania, go for it, do it. Melania's doing this. It's a huge F up on both their parts. They are messing up here badly. Whether we like it or not, the Epstein stuff actually was subsiding out of the news. It really was. There were analyses of social media traffic and Google Trends and stuff, and people really have stopped talking about it a lot, unfortunately. Do you know what will get everyone to start talking about it again? I mean, think about the headline here. Melania Trump sues Hunter Biden for $1 billion over Epstein-Melania link. Oh, that's the craziest headline. And everyone's reading that. And you're completely... You're setting yourself up for a backfire. You're stepping on a rake here. So that's my main take. So Trump was on Brian Kilmeade's show. He got asked about this. As we play this, please do just check if you're subscribed. Click the subscribe button. And then if you want extra content and want to support the work further, the join button. That's the subscription-based membership. And you click that, you become a member very quickly.
Just real quick on that. Melania, the First Lady, Melania Trump is suing Hunter Biden for $1 billion because he said that Jeffrey Epstein introduced you to each other. And she's suing Hunter for $1 billion. Is that the right thing to do?
Well, I said go forward. You know, I've done pretty well on these lawsuits lately, and I said go forward with it. Jeffrey Epstein had nothing to do with Melania and introducing. But they do that to demean. They make up stories. I mean, I can tell you exactly how it was if it was another person, actually. I did meet through another person, but it wasn't Jeffrey Epstein. I told her, let's go ahead and do it. I let her use my lawyers. Right. She was very upset about it.
what was that sped up? Did you hear how fast I told her? I said, do it. I said, Melania, do it. Just go ahead and do it. I'll give you the lawyers. Sue him. Hunter's laptop. From Russia, not from Russia. They said it was from Russia. It was from laptop. It was from hell. And it's the bathroom. It was from bathroom. It was in the bathroom. Cocaine. So what he just explained there, him encouraging her is the worst decision. As that headline says, it just amplifies this news further because it sets up the most wild and intriguing reporting. Now, Michael Wolff, who does a lot of reporting on Epstein, he discussed this latest revelation.
Hunter Biden has received the latest letter from Melania Trump or her lawyers or her husband's lawyers, threatening a $1 billion lawsuit for linking her with Jeffrey Epstein. This follows similar letters to the Daily Beast and to James Carville. This is in part based on remarks that I made about Donald Trump and Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein knowing each other. And that is patently true. There are many photographs of them together. They shared a circle of acquaintances. They even at the party that Melania Trump describes where she met Donald Trump, that was a party hosted by a modeling agent by the name of Apollo Zampoli, who was known by Trump and by Epstein, and in fact Epstein was at this party. So
Zampoli, I think the guy's name was, did deny that, but who knows? The point is that Melania Trump was actually previously married to Jeffrey Epstein. That's the point. Okay? The point is that she has never fallen out of love with Jeffrey Epstein, I think is the real takeaway here. And I remember she told me personally, she said, every time I look at Trump, I'm just reminded of how I missed out on Epstein. They took him away from me. They took him away from me, quote unquote. Hey, Melania, sue me. Oh my gosh. No, well, yes, do sue me. Do it. But I would love, no, you know what? Never mind. I would like to get asked, what do you say in response, and be able to say, F that. It looks so fun. I'm jealous. Hunter gets all the fun all the time. In Ukraine, the photo. You know, it's like, oh, good. Leave some for the rest of us, Hunter. So the main point is she doesn't like her name being put anywhere in a headline with Jeffrey Epstein. But that's not fair to anyone because your name was next to his a lot. Because you were, in the best case scenario, you married the guy who for 15 plus years was besties with the guy. I just saw too in a Trump presser, he said, I'm really good judge of people, and I can just tell. I think he was defending Bolsonaro again. He was like, Bolsonaro is just a good guy. He couldn't have done a coup. He's a good guy. And in this time, you're going to say you're a good judge of people? Really? So I get it. You can't do guilt by association. Totally. And when he's acting as president the way that he is with this batch of information, the Biden administration did actually release a lot of Epstein information. I forgot about that. But regardless, you're not pumped about giving us more information. And you also had this close relationship. That means Melania was in that circle too. Unless you want to argue, you and Melania from the very beginning were so distant, she didn't have a relationship with any of your friends. Which I believe, actually. And that would be plausible too with how little you seem to hang out with each other.
Why would they be going out of their way to deny the to deny the undeniable, to pick a fight that they can't possibly win. Well, let me look confused a moment and then come to the obvious conclusion that there must be something else they don't want us to know.
Yeah, it's my reporting that I gave you earlier. That's what they don't want you to find out about. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so I just, let's see.
About her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Maybe that's why the Republicans were saying Hunter should run for president. Okay, so here's some context. During this whole saga, let me get this next thing teed up. During this whole saga where he was doing these interviews and then Fox News was going, wow, it looks like the Democrats think Hunter's their new hero. And I was like, oh gosh, here we go again. No, but then you do see a lot of hype for that clip, understandably. So when a right-wing contributor said, well, why? I bet Democrats will run Hunter Biden as their presidential candidate, we made this little something.
These guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. If I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would say, fuck you. Fucking sheer fucking just grit and will. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug. There's something fucked up about that motherfucker.
Yeah. Indeed. Goodness. Producer Cole, ladies and gentlemen. Clean, beautiful. And then just some other updates. You have, well, actually, did you hear him say there's something effed up about that mother effer? It's funny how I'll play the clip and we don't censor it, and I do that. I don't know. But who he was talking about was Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller said, in a moment like this, I just want everyone to know, Trump really loves children.
People don't know about President Trump. You can speak to this.
Yes.
He's actually great with kids. He's like a kid magnet.
Yes.
When kids are around, they want to be around President Trump.
He's a child whisperer. The kids love President Trump. President Trump loves children.
This is gonna.
Yeah. Hey. I get what he's trying to say, right? You know, he's like, as a father, but two thoughts. First thought, let's not have you on the record saying he loves children, okay? Number two, let's not have Stephen Miller be the person telling us that, okay? I think you're the wrong messenger, Stephen, with your whole vibe. And then, I mean, this is just, I'm trying to have fun through this all, but this one, there's nothing fun about it. Trump was watching a family of one of Epstein's victims and was heard saying to his aides, they're probably Democrats. That they're trying to make me look bad. They're probably Democrats. That's what you can show of. That's the gist of this article. Trump privately dismissed Epstein victims as Democrats from the Rolling Stone. Just so sickening. And then, people are digging up, as this is in the conversation, all these old clips of Trump being a creepy creepo. Like, I guess there was a bunch of stories at this time about a female teacher having sexual relations with a minor male boy. And Trump was like, well, hot.
Have you heard about all these teachers having sex with their students? Is this not crazy? What is going on?
Well, I don't think the male students have been hurt by it. In fact, they're going around bragging about it, as I understand it. So, I don't see a lot of damage done.
Fair enough.
But it's a very unusual situation. I would say her husband cannot be happy.
Oh, you are bad. If she still has a husband.
Oh, I don't even want to deal with that. Sorry, this is about Trump, but that interviewer, what? When he said the kid wasn't hurt by it, she's like, and then goes, you're bad. Condoning statutory rape? Yeah, the laugh stopped there, didn't they, bub? Is that what? And this is a really, I know a lot culturally, people have very much normalized this. It is a really destructive social norm that people do that. Men do that, where they're like, even with 14-year-old or something boy with a adult woman teacher, and they're like, hey, do away with that, please. Completely gross. Oh, you're bad. You're a baddie, aren't you?